first week of choreography for Moana. Okay, we're really excited to do this. If you've done Moana before, this will be completely different, so you will be learning brand new along with everyone else. The very first song we're learning is Where You Are, and this has both the villagers and the ancestors in it. So you'll both be learning the same thing. I have you split into groups. I will write it down on Google Classroom, it's on Google Docs, but you're each split into your own group. And the reason we did that was so that when we start practicing in person, you will always be with your same group and you will always be in the same spot on the stage. So it's not confusing that sometimes you're on stage left and sometimes you're on stage right. We're going to try and always put you in a similar spot on the stage. There might be a few exceptions, but. So a few things before we start. The first thing is I have no dance experience. I am not a choreographer. I do it for this when we don't have another choreographer, and I'm working really hard, but if you're confused, that's okay. I might not be explaining it as well as I should. You're welcome to reach out to us to ask questions. You're also welcome to laugh at me, just don't laugh too hard because I'm trying my hardest. So we're getting back to this idea that you're in groups. So I will make sure you know which group you're in, and let's talk about each group individually. The first group I want to talk about is the cooks. This is a group of about 4 of you. And during the song, you are all going to be just doing your normal village things. Like you're just going about your day while Moana and her family sing, which means this song is a whole lot less dancing and a whole lot really heavy acting. Now, I cannot tell you what to do for 3-4 minutes straight. You guys are going to have to work on this. So as I go through each group, you are going to have to start learning to make up your own stuff. So one group we have, I'm kind of going around the stage. One group we have is the cooks. They are going to be, so if you guys were looking at me and I was on the stage, this is stage right. You're right when you're on the stage. Upstage is going backwards. Downstage is going forward. And in the olden days, stages used to be on a slant. Instead of the audience being slanted so you could all see the stage was on a slant. Can you imagine dancing on a stage that's like a hill? So when you go downstage, you're going downhill. When you're going upstage, you're going uphill. So if I were a giant and this were my stage, my cooks are going to be right here in downstage right. And you guys are going to hopefully have a little fire, some pretend fish, some palm leaves, some coconuts, some pretend things to pretend like you guys are cooking. That's your job in the village. So for this whole first song, this is going to be your assignment. I would like you to show me some different things you might be doing. So for the first group, our cooks, you might be slicing something with a knife. You might be inspecting the food to see if it's good. You might be, and you couldn't really hit a coconut on the ground. It would be too noisy and too distracting. But you might be pretending to break open a coconut. You might be roasting something over the fire. You might be tasting it. You might be pretend talking to your neighbor. Pretend, not even whispering, complete pretend. So I want you, if you are in the cook group, to send me a video back telling me what you're going to be doing during that time. And you're going to want a lot of ideas because this song is kind of long. My next group, moving upstage, stage right, is our littles. This is all of our staff kiddos. If your mom and dad are on staff and you're in 3rd grade or younger, and that's why you're in the play because your parents are in it, you guys are going to be playing games. So you might want to start thinking of some hand games you guys can do. Or maybe you're whispering to one another.
Ring around the rosy.
What?
Ring around the rosy is a good one.
Lizzie said maybe you could play like a game of Ring Around the Rosie. You could have some pretend stones that you're playing a game with. You guys are just going to be sitting in your area most of the time and playing a game. So my next group that's going to be up on a platform on the back of the stage are my dancers. Now, in the beginning, I actually have a dance I'm going to teach you because there's a time that Chief Tui says the dancers are practicing, they practice an ancient song. And you guys are just going to keep doing the same little hula dance over and over again. But when that's done, I don't think you guys want to hula dance the whole time. So maybe you want to sit down in a circle and be talking to each other or playing pretend games. You guys will just have to keep yourselves busy unless you want to dance the whole time. So Littles, I want you to be thinking of ways that you can play games quietly, silently, without moving in your little space. Dancers, when you're done dancing, I want you to think of some things you can do. You could be quietly pretending to talk to your neighbor. You could be drawing. You could be practicing a dance move, but it all has to be just very quiet in the background so you don't distract from the main characters. My next group that will be over here is my weaving group. And they are, I'm hopefully going to be able to create you guys a little loom that you can pretend to be weaving on. And also, because there might be more of you than can just sit at the loom, you also could be sewing lace or fixing a piece of like someone's clothing. All these things that would have to happen in an island village. Somebody has to take care of the clothing, to weave the fabric, to do all those things. And that's going to be you guys' job. So I want you to be thinking in your video to show me some things you'll be doing during that. Our next group is the basket group. This is a fun group. We're going to get you guys a bunch of baskets, and you're going to pretend to weave baskets. You might be putting things in your basket. You might be comparing. You might be pouring stuff. Be thinking of a lot of different ideas. I'm serious, you guys. You're going to have a lot of ideas because this first song lasts about 3 minutes. That most of the time you're going to just be doing villager stuff. This is all about acting. Finally, my last group that'll be downstage left is my fishermen. And they will have some nets. They could be trying to catch fish. You could be repairing the holes in your nets. You could be putting fish in your basket. You could be counting them. You could be talking to each other. Anything you think a fisherman would do. You won't have a fishing pole. They would have used nets. But anything you think you would be doing if you were a fisherman, I want you to do a video and show me, not just tell me, I want you to show me you acting some of these ideas. All right, so are we all clear? Each group is going to send me a video of you acting some different ideas you have, and I'm really excited to see these ideas because you might give me ideas I didn't even think of. So be really creative. So the song starts, and Chief Tui's singing, Moana, Moana, make way, make way. And he goes on, and he's going to say, the dancers are practicing. They dance to an ancient song. And now I'm going to teach you guys this dance that you're going to do at the beginning. This is just for the dancer group. If you are not in the dancer group, you can fast forward through this. So when we first start on the village, you guys are practicing a dance. If you've ever watched the actual Moana movie, you know they're doing that in a song. So you're going to be practicing a dance. While you're learning this, I always have you go right first. This is actually my left. But you guys are going to pretend like I'm a mirror to you and you're just going to mirror me. So if I go this way, you are actually going to be going right. So when in doubt, to always go right. I try to always start you guys right first so it's easy for you to remember. So the first thing you're going to do is step, step. That's what you're doing with your feet, just really basic. But you need to get your hips involved. So you're going to go hip, hip. Got it? And while you're doing that, you're going to be rolling your arms. So hip, hip. All right. You got that? Then you're going to go hula, hula. So you're going to go, since you already went to the right, you're going to go left, right. And then you're going to bend arms. Go hula, hula. This time you're doing 2 steps. So when we did the normal hula arms, you're just 1 step. Now we'll go hula, hula, hips, hips. And then you do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So now, okay, this time we will do it with counting. So it goes like this. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And you'll do wondrous things, my little minnow.
But first, you must learn where you're meant to be. Moana, make way, make way. Moana, it's time you knew. The village of Motunui is all you need.
The dancers are practicing.
this old one's all we need.
This tradition is our mission, and Moana, there's so much to do. Ship on the taro, that's all.
And that's probably about all the longer you're going to want to dance. Okay, so once you're done singing like Who Needs a New Song, This Old One's All We Need, you'll just finish out the rest of your hula. You'll go through your 5, 6, 7, 8. And that, I don't think you guys are going to want to dance after that. That is when you guys are going to find something to do. You could be practicing, twirling. You could be whispering to your friend. You might sit down and be looking at the sky. Yep, you can do whatever you want to do as long as it's not distracting. All right, let's get to the next group. So I grab my paper.
Let her read through it.
Yeah, I can't remember everything. So, the next thing, that's what the dancers are doing. So right after Chief Tui sings, the dancers are practicing. They dance to an ancient song. Who needs a new song? This old one's all we need. He sings, tradition is our mission, and Moana, there's so much to do. This is my littles group, so all my 3rd grade and younger. You guys are going to start playing tag. And you're going to run right in front of Moana and Chief Tui. And then, so right when he says, don't trip on the taro root, you guys are going to run in front of her. So at this point, you're just going to practice playing tag. And this will be hard to practice until you have your group together. But until that happens, just in your brain, I want you to say when this part comes, this is where we play tag. And that happens when he says, this tradition is our mission. That's when you start playing tag. So as soon as they trip Moana, we're going to the cooks. Cooks, are you paying attention now? Chief Tui is going to walk over to you and he's going to try some of your food. So he is going to sing, Sina sings, we share everything we make. You guys are going to hold out the stuff you're making. This is your moment to shine, cooks. You're going to show the audience your amazing food. And then you're going to go back to just quietly doing your thing. And then they're going to move to, she says, we joke and we weave our baskets. Basket group, this is you. Hold up your baskets. This is amazing, basket group. Hold your baskets up.
Baskets.
Now, then they sing, the fishermen come back from the sea. Fishermen, you can flip your nets. You can hold up your fish. You can smile and wave at the chief and his wife. This is about you. When she said the fishermen come back from the sea, hello, look at my fish. We are fishermen. We are amazing. Everyone else, when it's not your turn, you are quietly doing something that does not make a distraction. All right. There comes a day when you're going to realize that happiness is where you are. Everybody else is going to stay right where they're at doing their thing, except the basket group. They're going to follow Chief Tui off of the stage. There's going to be a whole lot of dialogue with Grandma Tala and Moana and Hey Hey, and you just are ignoring them. If I'm cooking, maybe I'm cutting something. If I'm weaving a basket, maybe I'm a fisherman, I'm holding up my net for someone to fix. This whole time, you just have to keep acting.